Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. mOOnGLaDe here, coming at you with Game 5 of the best of 5 matchup between mOOnGLaDe, the Australian Titan, and Squirtle, the Korean Pokemon. Both these players, very strong players. Very, not like top Codes level players, obviously, but definitely some of the, probably, you know, top 50 in the world kind of players here. Very high level. Competing in the 3rd place match at the Intel Extreme Masters tournament, which happened just recently. And again, you know, these VODs were all recorded live by ESL. They were all done live, so go ahead and check out ESL for the, I guess, the official VODs and what have you. Let me know, by the way, if you guys want me to do the finals of this as well. I might stay away from it just because a little bit weird to do someone else's finals, but anyway, this has been a good series at the very least. And when I was going on replay sites to find some replays to do, pretty much every replay on every replay site was from the IEM tournament, so I didn't have too much of a choice. In any case, this promises to be a good game. Very strong play from both players so far. It's been really cool. Oh, this drone going around the side so he doesn't get caught by the probe. Is he gonna get down there in time? Is he gonna be able to make a hatchery? He's a little bit ahead of the probe. Can he make it in time? Yes! Oh, barely makes that hatchery before the probe blocks it. Beautiful move, bringing the drone all the way around the side so that the probe didn't see it, couldn't catch it. Actually gets down the fast expand, and that leads me to wonder now if mOOnGLaDe has been going for the spawning pool first every single game because he wanted to, or because he you know, just never thought he could get the hatchery down. Anyway, mOOnGLaDe actually has his Overlord here scouting the front door. It makes sense to go to the front door instead of the main base on this map because usually they're going to build a wall here at the bottom of this ramp so they can taste this fast expansion. And Squirtle, in fact, has gone ahead and taken a Nexus first, and is going to even go for a gateway after that. So being very ballsy here, but again, he's got his probe in mOOnGLaDe's base. I actually noticed mOOnGLaDe snuck in a couple extra drones before building his spawning pool. He went all the way up to 17 before building his pool. So definitely going for a heavy econ this game as opposed to going for an early rush with the last game. In any case, so yeah, he does have this expansion down, and his build is just timed out perfectly such that the expansion pops and the pool is about to pop. Perfect. Okay, it's going to build 2 queens as well. Probably, yeah, there we go, 2nd queen as well. It's just really cool. It's just really cool. I mean, I think Blizzard kind of designed the game to work the way it does, but it's kind of cool that it does work out that way, that the builds are just perfect such that you can do stuff like that, like build 2 queens right with the perfect amount of minerals after getting those buildings. Anyway, but yeah, that's how mapped out these guys have their builds. They're timed out perfectly to do that kind of thing. Finally getting a cannon down. Squirtle over here. He's gonna probably block off with a core. He does put down a core there, maneuvering some probes over. And I think this is not a full block, actually. I think things can fit through that gap there, so that's kind of interesting. mOOnGLaDe, though, in every single game has not been putting that much pressure on. He's built classically 2 Zerglings only, and then it's just gone from there, and has built a lot of drones after getting those 2 Zerglings to deal with the scouting probe. So I expect him to do something similar in this game, especially with Squirtle walling off like he is right here and getting an expansion up and going for tech. mOOnGLaDe isn't going to expect anything too much coming out from him anytime soon, and here in fact he is going to go ahead and camp his Overlord right outside and see that the gateway is not doing anything. So he knows the gateway is not producing anything. Now he knows the first attack unit is being built. If he's paying attention over here, Zergling's just going ahead and splitting up. I like this, going ahead and checking for hidden pylons. I think that's what he, actually I don't know if that's what he had planned on doing. He may have just misclicked there, I'm not sure. Anyway, probe's gonna come back in here, try and get another scout in. And is he going to be able to get a scout in? He's going to run right past that Zergling, right in here to the queen. Queen's probably going to take it out. And actually, maybe not if he gets around that hatchery. Yep, queen's going to run around. Oh, running back and forth, running back and forth. And 2 drones coming off to kill that probe. Where is he? I'm not sure where he's going all the way up here, actually. Probe does get away, and then he just completely abandons the probe to its own devices. Stargate is out. Wow, Squirtle switching up into Stargate tech, getting a Void Ray. very, very quickly. Getting 3 cannons at the front here as well. I like that move. I mean, he knows he's been doing nothing but expanding and teching. He needs some defenses just in case. He just ran his probe around there just to double check, see what was going on. But, you know, he needed to make sure there was no, you know, mass roach coming in or anything like that. Pneumatized Carapace being involved here. He's getting speed for the Overlords. And meanwhile, this Overlord is actually going to come in here, scout the Stargate, although the Void Ray giving itself away is kind of a giveaway that he has Stargate tech. But, ooh, but he doesn't see this second Stargate over here. And I think he died before he saw this Phoenix coming out of the Stargate. So he isn't aware that a Phoenix is following up, although it is a classic follow-up to the Void Ray. Void Ray, get one Void Ray out so you can do map control, put the fear of the Void Ray into your enemy, clear out the Naga watchtowers, etc., etc. Let's see, what are these Overlords doing? He actually has a Hydralisk Den. I'm sure he was happy that he put down a Hydralisk Den when he saw that Stargate. He's now starting to produce some Hydralisks. Single Phoenix, I almost called it Corsair there, but I didn't. Single Phoenix running around here, just trying to scout things out, see what's going on, scout out the buildings, scout out the army, etc., and just generally be harassing. He's not going to be able to engage this queen with just a single Phoenix, so no harm done there. Ooh, okay, I kind of like this actually. His creep tumors are out to here, and then he creates a little creep highway with his Overlords so he can actually connect things up to his brand new third base. Very, very cool. So Overlord's going to come in here. He's going to try and scout. Is he going to be able to go over there and scout that second Stargate? His Overlord is routed to get there. Is he going to be able to get there in time, though, before he's actually killed off? The Overlord is going to be able to get in range of... He sees one more Phoenix being produced at that Stargate, and no, he doesn't see... He does not see the second Stargate, and critically doesn't see this clump of Phoenixes either. He has no idea that those Phoenixes are there. And that is huge. He's got a lot of Phoenixes that he's putting out here. Several Hydralisks, but not quite enough to deal with mass Phoenix if he really goes for tons and tons of Phoenixes. So mOOnGLaDe actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Because there's a lot of Phoenixes. Is he going to move out with them finally? Not sure. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He might move out with them. In the meantime, a little bit of supply block going on. He did kill off some of those Overlords, despite the Hydralisks, despite everything. So slight supply block. And mOOnGLaDe is really creeping stuff up. I'm surprised he's not actually sending a single creep tumor out this direction. Here come those Phoenixes. He's going to catch that queen and immediately own that queen very, very badly. Spore crawlers rather, immediately going down, but tons of drones getting picked off. It's like 8 or 9 drones at this point. 10 drones. He's got almost a dozen drones here. Hydralisks are desperately running up this ramp to try and catch these Phoenixes, but they're just going to be able to run right back around. Spore crawlers going up at this expansion. He's going to be forced to run away. The queen and the Hydralisk there, as well as the spore crawlers about to warp in, are enough to force these Phoenixes back, but they got about a dozen drone kills there. That was huge. That was really huge. In fact, if we look at the income tab, down to 30 harvesters. 30 harvesters for mOOnGLaDe, who is opening up these rocks, so he has a little bit more mobility between his bases. But 30 harvesters, he used up 6 building spore crawlers, and he must have killed at least a dozen there. He's already built up back to 40, producing more drones. Well, actually not at the moment. He just produced 10 drones, though, to get back up to at least 40. And producing more Hydralisks now, kind of alternating back and forth. 6 more drones in production. So yeah, mOOnGLaDe generally tends to seem to be very bullish on the droning. Actually, most very good Zerg players will try and drone up whenever possible. They'll get as many drones as they possibly can. In any case, so, wow. So, Robotech has been started here. He's got a Colossus building. He's got the Thermal Lance being upgraded. Overlord is being sent over to scout what's going on. It's kind of interesting location. I wonder if he wants to scout this base. Oh, he's going to come in from the side so he's not caught by these Phoenixes, so he can actually get a good scout in. And I like this move. Coming over here, taking the island base. He's got complete air dominance with these Phoenixes, so he might as well take the island base. And this warp prism, ooh, I wouldn't be surprised if this warp prism actually comes down here and tries to warp in some zealots or something like that. That'd be cool. Oh, here's that Overlord. He's gonna be able to scout everything. He sees the Colossi coming out. Well, actually, he doesn't know it's a Colossi or Colossus. no such, if you don't know it already, the Stargates, they show a little blinking image of what's coming out of them, but the robotics facility does not. That'd be kind of cool if it did. Might be a little bit, well, it would change things up a lot at the very least. Anyway, Phoenixes are out, so wow, so he's actually going to be going, he has a lot of Colossus already, well, a lot, 2 is a lot actually, when you've got mass Hydras. Colossus are very, very, very bad for Hydras. Very, very bad. They roast Hydras very quickly. Hydras do a lot of damage per second, but they have very low hit points. So they take lots of damage from those Colossus. And I like this. He's actually protecting his Overlords by tagging them with a move command onto his Hydras. Now producing a lot of Corruptors. And I like that move. The Corruptors are going to be good against the Phoenixes. They're going to be good against the Colossi. And he's actually starting to produce Void Rays also. Lots of Void Rays coming out. He's got 2 Void Rays. He's got 2 in production, actually 3, because this one down here is roaming around as well, trying to get random kills. I think that was the original Void Ray that he built, that he just camped it down at the high yield, I imagine. Phoenix is continuing to just roam around, be annoying. So Squirtle is now at 3 bases. He's at 1,500 minerals per second. I'm sorry, per minute rather. Not quite as good as mOOnGLaDe for some reason. Maybe he doesn't have, yeah, he doesn't have full saturation at this base, this new island base. So he's not quite as good of an income, even though he does have more harvesters. Again, Phoenix is just running around trying to be annoying, trying to pick things off. They're going to get driven off by the Corruptors, and there we go. Wow, lots of Corruptors. And that is basically the unit of choice right now for mOOnGLaDe, because it's going to counter almost everything that Squirtle has. He's got Colossi, he's got Void Rays, he's got... Oh, where'd they go? He's got Phoenixes as well. I kind of like that move, running around, just making sure there's no drop. That would actually be a really good move to drop some Hydras on here, because... then, well, actually, Void Rays could come to reinforce, but none of this ground stuff could reinforce. Critically, the Colossi, which are the bane of the Hydralisk's existence, could not reinforce an attack on this base. So actually, a big Hydra drop would be pretty effective there. He'd need to be worried about a counterattack, though. That's when the Corruptors could come in, I suppose. Anyway, oh, here's that Warp Prism. Is he going to change it? Phasing mode, Warp and Zealots, go. Go, go, go. And, oh, he does barely see that in the corner of his eye, actually, and it looks like the Corruptors are going to come in and own that Warp Prism pretty badly. Oh, wait, maybe not. Yes, maybe so. Wow. Squirtle doing an excellent job of just patrolling those Phoenixes around everywhere, just keeping track of the entire map with those Phoenixes and just kind of patrolling back and forth. In fact, yeah, he doesn't even have them on a patrol command. He's just moving them around, basically. It looks like, oh, it looks like a hatchery was forced to cancel down here at the bottom at the high yield. The Void Ray, for some reason, running away from these roaches. Well, I guess he knew that the Hydralisks were going to follow up. That is a lot of Hydras. That is a good 16, 17 Hydras. Good amount of Hydras. Random Phoenix sacrificing itself to come in here to scout what's going on. Actually might survive. Getting some hits off there. Oh, if this Phoenix survives, that'd be huge. The Phoenix survives! Randomly going through the battle zone. Corruptors, what are these Corruptors doing? Maybe he's checking for Warp Prisms, actually. That might be kind of good. Checking for Warp Prisms and Void Rays. He doesn't know where that Void Ray went. Here's the Void Ray. Squirtle taking a 4th base here. Down here, and this is a pretty good move. He needs that 4th base, but now he's opening himself up, because now to defend this base, he's going to have to defend this wide open area instead of this small chokes. And so that's going to make it much more difficult to defend, since he does have a mostly air army. He doesn't have a lot of meat. He's only got those 4, well, he actually has 4 sentries, and they haven't been doing anything lately, so they've got full energy, so he's going to be able to cast a lot of force fields. He could actually force field across this entire pathway if he needed to. In the meantime, mOOnGLaDe taking every other base, taking this corner base. Uh-oh, major engagement going on there. He has a ton of Corruptors. They need to kill off everything so quickly. There's tons of Void Rays there. Half a dozen, no, almost a dozen Void Rays eating everything, and oh my goodness. Look at that. Enormous piles of burnt flesh on the ground. Those force fields stopping anything from retreating past a certain point. He's got a lot of Hydralisks. They're going to go down very quickly to those. And he has 6 Colossi. 6 Colossi will just basically roast anything on the ground instantaneously. I don't know if so he needs a lot of Corruptors. I think he needs more Corruptors, actually. He's got a ton of them, but there's just so many air units. Void Rays are charging up. Looks like they fall back, so they lose their charge for just a moment. But he's going to be able to kill off this macro hatchery. He needs to kill that stuff off so badly. I don't know if he has enough, though. Roaches charging in, trying to target things down. Force fields forcing it back. and just piles of burning flesh in the front. Corruptors, are there enough Corruptors to do enough damage here? He's killed off all the Phoenixes, but the Void Rays may save the day. The Void Rays may win the battle. He's pushing forward. The Corruptor's trying to micro back against these Void Rays, trying to kite. He's down to only 8 Void Rays, only 8 fully charged Void Rays with Stalkers to support. Zerglings coming in are going to be completely useless. GG, yo, coming from mOOnGLaDe, and congrats, Squirtle, with the ultimate Protoss combination. Void Ray Colossus wins Game 5 in epic fashion and a huge, massive, epic battle at the end, and takes the $4,000 third place prize. mOOnGLaDe, of course, still getting $2,500. Not a bad haul whatsoever, and that was just ridiculous. And I mean, this is why people are complaining about the Void Ray Colossus combo, because he just had tons and tons of Corruptors, but he didn't really, there wasn't really much he could do at that point. Well, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this series very much. I enjoyed casting it. Thanks very much for watching. GG. Take care.